Hey everybody, and welcome to a special crossover event in the Is It Kino universe. That's right, this is a PCP episode and a Velma Fan Club podcast get-together. Oh my god, because the patrons voted for a 2009 straight-to-Cartoon Network made-for-TV movie called Scooby-Doo, The Mystery Begins. I am Norville, joined as always by my canine sidekick, E-Rich.
Yeah, so we watched Scooby-Doo, The Mystery Begins.
Yeah, welcome back to the Velma Fan Club podcast. Did you miss it, E-Rich?
No.
No. Maybe Florian did. Speaking of which, we're also joined by our Austrian friend, Weekend Warrior.
Oh yeah, hello guys. Welcome back to the show. It's great to be here.
Wow, it's a show in anime now? That might have been better than what we watched.
Yeah, hell yeah. I don't know. I kind of, it was okay. Yeah.
And the Daphne of the group, Aggie.
Well, for this, I'm going to balance out the Austrian portion. I'm going to be the Russian exchange student that's also the black female librarian. I thought she was quirky enough to, represent me this episode.
So is this more PCP or is this more Velma Fan Club? Or should we make it a perfect hybrid of both?
Well, considering the Velma makeover that takes place, spoiler alert, I think she really runs this one, so I think we're going to have to give it to that's my take. I think it's more Velma Fan Club.
Yeah, this movie has freshmen in high school Velma get a makeover that is apparently so sexy that even dogs are attracted to her. And Scooby says, "Rubba, rubba," and he's like trying to hold down his fucking red rocket. It was disgusting.
Well, I do like the Velma getting hot trope. They keep doing it, so.
But do they need to do it when there's a whole scene dedicated to "We're too young to drive"? Do we need this sexy child scene in the Scooby-Doo movie?
Probably not.
Probably not. But I guess they saw the live-action other James Gunn Scooby, and they thought they had to do it.
Okay, so I have a question about that. Is this a prequel to those other live-action movies?
I Wikipedia'd it, and it was a prequel, yeah.
Wiki says it is a prequel, but if nobody else was involved in it, and it's kind of just the only thing that's similar is that they're both live-action, like...
If Warner Brothers owns you, they can say whatever they want.
Yeah.
Don't they explain where Scooby came from those other two movies? And it's different from this?
I do not believe live-action James Gunn Scooby-Doo explained the origins of Scooby. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. I thought we saw Scooby-Doo as a puppy in, the second one or something.
That was Scrappy, and he was very cool.
But that was the first one. No. Yeah, okay. All right.
You're thinking of when they drank the potion and Shaggy grew tits. That's what you're thinking of.
What the fuck?
All right.
And then as Scooby became like Albert Einstein in the second live action. Did that happen?
Huh?
It happened.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad somebody else saw that.
I can confirm.
Weekend, how often did you watch all of Velma with us or any of it?
I think I watched all of it.
Okay.
Or I spaced out because I refused to remember it.
Yes, I was going to say, as a Scooby-Doo prequel, we could easily compare this to Velma. And in my Letterboxd review, I said, this is far superior. Like, the Shaggy casting was great. They didn't have to betray anybody's race to be edgy. And it's all very wholesome and fun, and the characters feel true to the characters we know. They didn't have to spice it up Velma style just to get anger points and hate watchers. But how would you compare it to Velma?
I actually agree with that assessment. This is the worst you could say about it is it's cringe. It's clearly made for children, but it's not bad. It's not a bad adaptation.
What would make you cringe? Because I felt like it was even more entertaining moment to moment than even watching a random episode of the original run of the cartoon. Even that's a little boring, to be quite honest. But this, I thought it was well paced.
Well, it's not cringe and ugh. It's oh, this is clearly for kids, and it's not how do I put it? I do have some comments about the story, but it's kind of oh, of course it's gonna be fake, but it turns out it's but
Was it fake? I think the ghosts were real.
No, yeah, that was what I was gonna say. Like, this is a world where the ghosts are real, and the fucking.
Yeah, so wait.
Oh, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah.
The principal summoned all the ghosts to like help.
Just so that he could get a rare stamp.
Yeah, for a fucking rare stamp.
He got like a real magical spell book and used the spells to bring ghosts to life to haunt his school, just so that everybody would be gone, so he could dig up a secret stamp in the basement. Like, you're the principal. You don't need to do any of this shit. Just go down there and do it.
Actually, I do like that. The less important an actual goal is, the funnier it is. The longer length you go to do that stupid ass goal.
Yeah, he destroyed his entire own school building just to get a stamp.
Like, the stamp autism like really triggered him, because he can control ghosts, and the worst he could think of doing is like shut down the school to get the stamp. Like, you could do so much with that shit. Like the ghost coming out at the end, that was kind of funny. Like, the ghost coming out of a girl's pussy, and the ghost kissed him on the lips. And that was kind of funny.
A ghost pops out, like an old lady opens up her microwave, and a ghost comes out and says some fucking retarded shit. Chicken cordon boo.
Yeah.
I mean, you might call that cringe. I call that 10 out of 10 comedy.
No, that's funny. I wrote that down too. Chicken cordon bleu.
But also, this principal, it's fucked up. He is specifically reviving the ghosts of people who like died in a flood while trying to build the school or something like that. So like, these ghosts specifically feel an attachment to the building, and that's why they want ownership and want to kick out all the kids. So he's not letting the dead rest and bringing up like tragedy from 100 years ago, all for his fucking stamp collection. It's crazy what they do. Much better villain plot than the fucking Mr. Bean shit in the real live action Scooby, in my opinion.
I agree. I want to say also one thing that I think I enjoyed about this, compared to those classic, live actions from the early 2000s, is not having the forced, like, popular musical numbers. Like, back in it's like the rapping dinosaur trope. Like, you gotta have like Scooby like dancing to Smash Mouth or whatever. It always just felt a little bit forced to me. And the fact that there's no like forced like pop music number in this really makes it flow, I think, better for me than those films.
I think Scrappy should have done a rap at the end to recap the plot like he did in the Ghoul School movie. But otherwise,
that would have helped me.
Yeah, Everich would have retained what happened more if there was a rap to remind him.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think it's partially not my fault, because while I was watching this movie, Dailymotion was constantly fucking freezing, and like, it would stop, try to reload the page, then when it didn't reload, it would go start from the beginning. So I probably missed about 5 minutes total.
Well, that sucks.
Did any of you see ads?
Yeah, it was constantly playing ads.
I could have gave you guys a better link, to be honest, if I knew the Dailymotion one sucked.
Mm-hmm. It was too late. It was last night, so it's not a big deal.
All I'm gonna say is I think it's uBlock Origin, Brave Browser. I didn't have any, so I'm just a little tip for the audience.
Everich, do you think Thank You, Dr. Fauci would have been better if they ended that with a rap recapping everything that happened?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you, what was the big ask thing? If he's not going to get this video pulled.
Well, yeah, my big ask from YouTube was just to leave the video up, but I guess that was too big of an ask. So if you want to hear that episode, it's still up on Spotify, and really just go watch the movie, though. That's my main takeaway.
Okay, so what do we think about the cast of this movie? We've got Robbie Amell as Fred, and then a bunch of people I've never heard of playing everyone else.
Oh, wait, Fred was actually a name actor? I thought none of these people ever worked again.
Yeah, he was Stephen Amell's brother, Robbie Amell. He was in the various Arrow movies, and I'm sure they've been in like some Netflix movies together. Weekend definitely knows who he is.
Yeah, he's in Killer Queen. It's another Netflix movie. I liked him there.
Okay.
I did like Shaggy looks like Andrew Garfield at home. So
I thought he looked like Peanut Butter Gamer.
Yeah,
that kid's doing an alright, Shaggy.
Oh, I think the Shaggy is the star of the movie. Spot on, perfect casting and performance. My only issue is that at the beginning, Shaggy's character's portrayed as a bully victim, and that did not sit right with me. That's like my one big gripe with the movie is watching poor Shaggy get like tripped over and over again and bullied, and you know, it just doesn't seem like the Shaggy I know. I think everybody adores Shaggy, like whether they're friends with him or not, and they wouldn't bully him.
I feel like the delightful stoner character is always the friend to everyone.
Yeah, because he'll get you weed.
A bully victim. Yeah, exactly.
Was it just they needed the setup to say that Scooby-Doo in his hoodie sweatshirt was going to start having to bite some ankles?
Well, yeah, of course, when he has to be a loner so that when Scooby, who's also a loner dog, you know, these two lost stars find each other and start orbiting, but I don't know if we need to be that extreme with his loneliness before he gets his dog, just for it, you know, Scooby to get revenge on the bully for him on the bus.
But then that revenge then makes the bus go kind of like all crazy. The bus driver crashes into the pole, which then damages the principal's car and I guess sets up some conflict between the parties, maybe.
Well, if you think about it this way, the screenwriter wanted Mystery Inc. to be in detention together, and they needed an excuse why, and all of this is built up to explain it, but it's retarded. The bus driver crashes the bus, and the 5 students in the back get blamed and get detention.
Blamed. Right.
That's retarded.
The bus driver would have been fired, right?
He should be arrested.
World.
I feel like it's like 2 different scripts that they're like, well, we've got a Breakfast Club set up, and then we've also got a thing where they accidentally get a bus crashed or something. And
it's funny you mentioned that, Rich, because I was like thinking, oh, maybe they'll do a Breakfast Club where everyone said something they wanted to do, like Fred wanted the varsity, Daphne was drama, Velma wanted the science project, and I thought the movie was gonna go, they're gonna investigate some spooky shit, while at the same time do team building with their related curricular activities. And then they bond. No, it just fucking ghosts. And it's like, oh, wow, they just went there.
Back to Shaggy being a bully victim at the beginning. Here's what also did not sit right with me is that after he gets bullied on the bus, he sits down next to Velma. Velma starts talking all geeky to him, and then he's like bullying her. He just walks away while she's in the middle of talking. Like, are you really in that position to be so choosy about who you're friends with right now? You're like, everybody hates you, Shaggy. What the fuck? Be nice to Velma.
And that's why he complimented her after the makeover. He wasn't trying to be provocative. He just wanted to return the favor of her friendship.
Oh, geez, if I knew you were hot, I never would have treated you like shit on the bus.
Brutal red pill.
And then also, he's eating a peanut butter, jelly, and sardine sandwich, and nobody wants to be near that.
Well, I will say it was nice that he said he was going to remove the jelly, because I was going to say it was funny that he said remove the jelly.
Peanut butter and sardines, you got a lot of fatty, savory, salty going on. I think that would be a workable sandwich. I might eat that today, actually.
No, not if you're coming over here, Aggie. Fuck that.
I was going to make it over your place. Okay.
No. We'll do a snack testers. Yeah, we'll do Shaggy's sandwich snack testers, and we'll release it along with this episode. Good idea, Aggie.
I'm always trying to be on top of it,
Actually, Aggie, if you make that sandwich at your house and just film a video of yourself eating it, I'll throw it into this podcast. Fuck it. Why not?
Would that be the after credits scene of this episode?
No, it'll go in right this second, right here, if it happens.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now everybody at home knows if it happened. Is this the room where it happens? Yet to be seen, Hamilton. Let's move on before I make another bad reference. Please, anybody, please.
So they just crash after they get detention and the ghosts just pop out. They just crash into the school, and then the vice principal blames everything on them again, which is so fucking retarded. Like,
now is that supposed to be our red herring moments where the vice principal, who's an old man, who's always being victimized supposedly by the gang and then victimizing them back, are we supposed to think that he's the lead bad guy, leader of the ghost the whole time because he has it out for the gang, and then epic twist at the end, actually the principal who's nice to them is the bad guy?
Yeah, but the vice principal just has brain problems because it's so fucking retarded.
Do explain. What retarded things does he do?
Like, okay, first of all, it's the bus driver's fault, not the fucking kid's fault for your vehicle getting crashed out. Second, how do you fucking explain the floating ghost and it's these fucking kids who were in detention? They suddenly had the resources for the limited time we left them to fucking blow up the school. I'm just gonna fucking blame them. It's so stupid.
Yeah, he does think all of the ghosts are somehow a prank. So
yeah. And he's like so retarded. Okay, I'm not gonna sue your parents for you destroying my car, but you're gonna get expelled and suspended. It's like he's power tripping over them. Like
he's out of control.
Yeah, the kids have more reason to sue the vice principal than the other way around.
There's three distinct points where Mystery Gang gets in trouble with the vice principal, and every time he does the same trick. Well, you guys don't have detention anymore. And they're like, oh, wow, yay, because you're suspended. And then later, well, you're not suspended anymore. Oh, gee, because you're expelled. I enjoyed that. Shaggy fell for it every fucking time.
Yeah, I did.
I started after the second one. I had my suspicions the first time, and once I saw it coming the second time, I started applauding prematurely because I knew exactly what was about to happen.
Yeah. Weekend, I need your take on this. When we're introduced to Scooby-Doo, we have Asian mother, Asian child. They're looking for a dog, okay? And somebody cast this very specifically. They said, we need a big dog. Takes him over, they're at the pet adoption fair. Guy takes him over to Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo, he's a big talking animated dog. He's spinning plates on his tail and fingers and hula hooping and going crazy. And the Asian lady's like, no, that dog will eat us. She literally says that dog will eat us, as if to imply ...
Yeah.
That it was going to go the other way.
Yeah, that was funny.
What was up with that?
No, it's like a Chinese stereotype, right?
I was gonna pin it on all of you Asians equally, not just those Chinese.
Well, to be fair, Filipinos and Thai just eat, cats. So, did you see the iShow Speed clip?
No.
Where he was there was this it was a joke, but he was eating siopao in the Philippines, and the crowd was going, meow 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 meow. And then, what? I'm eating a cat. And they were just fucking with.
They're fucking with the black guy.
Yeah, it's funny. I did find that funny though. Like it my inner racist was cackling. Like, oh.
Is Velma being played by an Asian, or is this the only Asian representation? Is the people looking for a dog?
No, I think Velma was played by an Asian because I looked at the casting. Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I misread her name, and I thought it was the chick from Big Bang Theory for a little bit, and I was like, wait, that doesn't look like her. Because her name's
Kyoko.
Yeah, Kyoko or something.
Yeah. So I think she's half Japanese. My guess.
And I think the only other movie she's in is the sequel to this movie, so good job.
But she is a singer, so I hope she's doing well.
Probably not.
So I don't know. Oof.
Probably not.
Rude, but what was I gonna say?
What about this weekend? When nobody wants to adopt Scooby, they're driving. Oh, we'll try again next month. Did you recognize this weekend an exact copy of the scene from Air Bud when Air Bud falls out of the truck?
Yeah, and then he just run. Oh yeah, and that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, they copied Air Bud a little bit. I know, made me think of my video with Weekend. But continue.
Maybe some sort of inspiration. How can we make Scooby-Doo introduce Scooby-Doo into the fucking plot? Let's go.
He just falls off the back of a truck.
Yeah, let's get something from the classics. Maybe that was the thing.
That classic Air Bud. And I guess, if Air Bud has a cum joke in it, this, kind of does when they're doing their blacklight investigation at the school. There's a huge fucking cum splooge in the gymnasium.
Well, I am surprised though. Before we investigate the cum splooge, why aren't people amazed that there's a fucking talking dog?
Yeah, it's pretty accepted, and I think that's in with Scooby lore. Nobody ever questions the dog.
It's like, okay, fair, fine.
And if Scrappy can also talk, we have to imagine there's just a lot of talking dogs that the gang never encounters.
That might be true.
I think back in the original series, there was like a female talking dog at some point, if I remember correctly. And also,
was she Rexy?
I can't remember.
The female dog was Rexy.
It sounded like a dog's name, but I gave it a hashtag, the 7 rules, alive, human, consenting, etc. So, no. I am going to change my literally me, though, because there's the janitor who hates his life. He hates working for the school. He hates being a janitor. His real dream is found. He's a balding, obese man who dances on camera in the basement. And that's his real dream.
I didn't put all that together, but you're right.
Where I have been an obese, balding, self-loathing man who dances in a basement on camera. There's probably 100 hours of that exists in the world. So that's actually really is literally me to the fullest extent.
What do you guys think happened to him? Will we see him in the sequel?
It seems he has a lot to clean. Like, the school got pretty fucked up in the process. He's going to hate his life and job even more. Probably a suicide.
Poor guy.
If the rope can hold him.
Damn. Do they make a rope strong enough? Is the question.
Well, the fucked up thing is, the gang is investigating who is trying to get the school closed down, and so many of the faculty at the school are suspects because these children have observed them hating their lives and jobs. So maybe it's for the best that this dude closed down the school to get a stamp. Like, everybody there is miserable. And like, they suspected the librarian and the janitor of doing this just because of how horrible their daily lives are. So, is it not for the best?
I mean, frankly, if you ask me, I think every school in the entire world should be completely dismantled, and we just, learn the old-fashioned way by crawling around through the jungle and all that.
The only education you need every morning, homeschool. Just watch Thank You, Dr. Fauci 4 times every day. You don't need any of that math or science nonsense. The movie will tell you.
It's got math and science in it.
Yeah, that's the only math and science you need to know is what an HIV protein looks like.
Is that in that movie? Really?
Oh my god, you need to watch this.
I haven't watched it, yeah.
Dr. Fauci is the king of HIV, and it's been that way since the 80s.
I don't want to be the king of that.
And hopefully that correct statement is not enough to get this taken down for misinformation, because that's just a fact. Hey, Shaggy, we get the invention of Scooby snacks, and I thought, as a prequel, this is actually very well done. Usually prequels they shoehorn in things in a very annoying way. But this is introduced so subtly. Shaggy introduces them all over and says, hey, do you want to try this food I invented? Oh, it's just flour, sugar, salt, blah, blah, blah. And then a bit of dog kibble for texture. And they all like the flavor, but when they find out they're eating dog food, they don't like it. So it's just a natural invention, and it makes sense why Scooby would love it. And then he names it after the dog, so I enjoyed all the prequel shenanigan bullshit.
I was gonna say, they did that. They did the mystery machine in this. I did like the end of this movie that they kind of reenact some of the opening.
And it's so much fucking better than Velma. In Velma, they tease you for 2 seasons about the mystery machine. It's not that fucking incredible. We don't care. Just do it in 1 fucking episode. In this movie, they take care of it in 2 minutes, and it's perfect.
Yeah. This is far more superior to Velma than any fucking episode you watch. I would venture to say.
Yeah, pound for pound, every second is better than every second of Velma.
Yeah.
I want to venture to say I think that it is very unfortunate that this did not have a wider scale release. I believe the statistics were this was the most watched movie in Cartoon Network history.
Wow, really?
Oh, really?
Even better than Out of Jimmy's Head.
Let me see if I have.
I don't know if that was the name of the TV spinoff or the movie or both.
Was the most watched telecast in Cartoon Network history with 6.1 million concurrent viewers, outdistancing the previous high 3.9 million for the Clone Wars premiere. Yeah.
Whoa,
that's crazy.
So I think they might have.
Scooby-Doo, so much more popular than
50% better than Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So they should have released this in theaters. I think. I think it would have played well. I mean, it was the most popular. I don't know if the DVD sales were quite there, and maybe they would have had to do certain things. It's feature length film essentially.
Was maybe too low budget to justify playing in theaters.
Yeah, I feel like also the CGI with the ghosts and Scooby, it is noticeably a lower budget quality, but it isn't, to me, it didn't take away from anything at all.
The ghost effects were like a Doug Walker tier production of just people in front of a green screen and they're throwing them around. But yeah, it looked horrible.
See
but
the lines.
Yeah, it looked truly horrible, but I enjoyed the aesthetic for some reason.
Yeah, I think it adds to the charm of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Scooby-Doo kind of doesn't fit in anyway, and the ghosts, sometimes they look like 2D animations just floating around there. It helps the movie.
Yeah, I think it helps that everything else was executed so well that it sort of plays as a charm versus like, oh, that too, you know?
They take it seriously, and like Velma that has to reference, like Velma has this like smug, condescending, meta way of looking at the source material, where this one, they just play it straight.
Velma wants you to feel bad for enjoying racism. This children's film just plugs it right in. Daphne is rich, and she keeps saying, "Oh yeah, we got a staff, groundskeeper. The mystery machine is the groundskeeper's van." They get in, turn it on. Fucking Mexican music starts blaring out of the speakers. Okay, fucking hilarious, people. This is hilarious.
It was a different time.
It was a better time. 2009, you could say that your groundskeeper loves mariachi music in a movie and nobody would bat an eye.
Yeah. You'd go like, of course you would. Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a good station. I'd listen to it.
Yeah.
Something that's nice, light, bubbly, kind of keeping you engaged while you're out there listening. The one thing about listening to music while you're doing lawn work is you want to have something that's going to keep you feeling right and not getting that fatigue of just absolute mediocre boredom of having to go all around the yard.
Yeah, and you don't want to get distracted by lyrics, so you listen to something in a different language so that you don't understand what they're saying. Because I assume this groundskeeper is Asian.
They said Scooby's going to eat him out of house and home, and they probably don't make that much money at the school, considering everybody wants to die here, so that probably all ties together.
Yeah, Coolsville is not such a cool place to live. Everybody wants to kill themselves, evidently.
I think that Coolsville sucks!
Well, you would be right, Fred.
Oh yeah, one thing that annoyed me about Fred, though, why is he not blonde? Like, that was just like a minor annoyance.
Yeah, that was weird, because like all of the cast has like almost the same colored hair. They should have switched it up.
It's just hair dye, Robbie. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I thought a wig.
I thought the Daphne actor looked like Bryce Dallas Howard, which is not a negative.
And, you don't like her?
No, I'm saying it's not a negative.
Oh,
that she looks like Bryce Dallas Howard.
I thought you said I'd count that as a negative. I was like, wait, what?
No.
Your favorite part of Jurassic World, E-Rich?
That's all right.
When she's running in high heels from a dinosaur?
Thick Bryce Dallas Howard running from dinosaurs in high heels.
Why didn't she take those shoes off?
I really like this Velma overall, I gotta say. I don't know if she's better than the other live action Velma, Linda Cardellini, but she's pretty good.
I think it's comparable.
Yeah, solid casting for the main cast all around for sure. And then is that Frank, what's his name, doing the voice of Scooby again? Is he pretty old?
Frank Welker, baby.
Was he old at this point? Scooby might have sounded old.
Bro, he's been old for the last fucking 30 years.
Wait, he's still going?
He still sounds great. Yeah.
Was he the voice of Fred's dad in Velma? Was that the same guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, he still sounds good then. But I thought Scooby sounded weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because he was saying rubba rubba to a fucking 14-year-old.
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
No, he didn't have his Chinese food, so that's why he sounded weird.
We think that the vice principal, the mean old man, might be the bad guy, but then the bad guy, when he reveals that he kidnapped Scooby and has him in a dog cage, he reveals he also kidnapped the old man vice principal and also has him in a dog cage. That was a big guffaw for me to see him like gagged and stuffed in a cage.
If the ghosts are real, I guess really anything's on the table. This ain't just, it might be a children's movie, but this ain't no child's play. We got explosives. We got everything going on. They're ready to take it all the way if need be for that stamp.
And one last thing I want to say before we move on to making a new PCP poll is that it establishes why these people would be friends in a way that no other Scooby media has even bothered. And that's when they're all in detention and they don't really have anything in common. They need to pull out books to read, and they're all reading a mystery novel. And that's how they bond. And at the end of the movie, after the mystery is solved and they've cleared all their names, Breakfast Club style, oh, are we going to be friends next week still? I don't know. Well, it turns out maybe they won't be, and they're all going their separate ways, but then they all come back and say, hey, there's another mystery we could do. So quite literally, the only thing these people have in common other than loving mysteries and Scooby-Doo, well, I guess those are the only two, and otherwise, the movie implies they would probably not be friends, which, I kind of like that. Like, sometimes people you're bonded with, the bond is over literally only one thing, and that's fine.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Any final thoughts on Scooby-Doo? Is it Kino? And where's it going on your Letterboxd rankings?
I gave this 2 stars, which
What?
is not
5?
Yeah, out of 5. I mean, I think the production quality is not super good, but it's a made for Cartoon Network movie.
I think my 2.5 stars is more fair and balanced and rich.
I didn't like it as much as you because I missed something
That's true. Yeah, you had a bad experience with it.
Right. So it's all right. I like the actors playing their roles, so it's decent.
What about you, Weekend or Iggy?
I think I do this sometimes for movies. I think probably objectively, I would say a good 3 out of 10. It's very fine. It's pleasant. It's enjoyable. It's got good pacing. Really everything you would want. It's not the greatest cinema, but I would say a 3. And I think if you're a real Scooby head, these fine points that we've been discussing about how it really pays attention to the origin story, and it really comes at it in a different way, and it really brings it all together so nice. I think for real Scooby heads, if you haven't seen this, you need to, and you'd probably give it like a 3.5. So that's how I'm feeling.
And Weekend.
Yeah, I think this is a 2.5 or a 3. I think the sincerity is there. I think this is also recency bias because I just fucking hate Velma, so this feels way better than any Velma episode, so maybe there's that bias. So,
well, as the Velma Fan Club podcast, we have watched many of a Scooby property, and I think this is in the upper echelon. I mean, it's way better than every Velma episode. It's better than fucking Ghoul School cartoon movie.
Oh yeah,
it's better than episode 1 of the cartoon that we watched. I mean, obviously, the live-action Scooby-Doos from James Gunn have a much higher production value and budget and all that spectacle. So it's hard to say it's on par with those, but maybe nestled just below them with its charm and good acting. So, it's in the top 3 as far as I'm concerned for things that we've watched.
Scooby-Doo things or top 3 of all
Scooby-Doo things.
Top 3 of the entirety of Kino.
Is it Kino? We usually watch some dog shit, so I guess it's up there with what's that Adam Sandler video game movie?
Pixels.
Right? It's up there with Pixels.
It's up there with Pixels.
As one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
And Show Dogs.
Well, we have to do that one again, maybe.
Can we find the theatrical cut of the original theatrical cut of Show Dogs?
Wait, what changed? I don't remember this.
They edited it almost immediately after.
What for?
Because of the possible pedophilia references.
I don't remember this. What happened in Show Dogs?
The dog is having its genitals fondled or whatever by judges, and
what's pedo about that?
It's go to your happy place while that's happening. And
that's right.
It's a movie for kids.
That's right. It was if you're being molested, just take your brain somewhere else while it's happening. They took that out of the movie?
Right. They took it out of the movie, I think.
That's too bad. It was a good lesson. It helped me so much. Those long nights when Asperger
any kind of coping mechanism, anything that works, right?
Yeah, as long as I don't have to be there never mind. We don't need to talk about this, folks. We need to put some stuff on the PCP poll. Of course, we all pick a movie. We put it on the poll, and the patrons, the members of this YouTube channel, Simian Jimmy's Treehouse, they get a vote for what we will review. Does anybody have a movie they would like to place on the poll?
You know what? I recently saw a clip on the YouTube Shorts with Val Kilmer in this Western movie where he says, "I'm your Huckleberry." I think it's Tombstone?
Is it Tombstone?
Yeah.
That movie rules.
Yeah, so I think I kind of want to see that because like the backstory behind it or like the fucking movie looks awesome.
It rules.
So I kind of want to see that. So that's my request for the PCP poll.
One spot for Tombstone. I probably should go next since I technically won, and I think I'm supposed to go first, but we always forget that rule. Does not matter though, because I'm just gonna put the sequel to this movie on there. Scooby-Doo 2, whatever what'd you say, Erich the Haunted Lake?
Curse of the Lake Monster or something.
So
I have to look it up.
Hopefully we'll get at least 10% of the votes for that.
Hell yeah.
Who's next?
I'll go. I just watched Den of Thieves and Den of Thieves 2 Pantera. So I'm gonna recommend the first Den of Thieves movie. Just Den
that
of
is
Thieves.
Kino.
Regular. It is pretty fucking good, and Gerard Butler as Big Nick is unforgettable.
That's his name in the movie, Big Nick.
Big Nick. That's right. It is Scooby-Doo Curse of the Lake Monster. If I said that before, good job, me.
And Aggie, what will actually win the poll with your choice?
Well, I'm going to piggyback off of a review that we did recently for our Couch series. After I was told that this trauma entertainment was really something I should keep looking into. I think the number one thing that's maybe in their catalog, from my understanding, is a film called The Toxic Avenger from 1984.
Oh.
And so, you know what, if they were cranking out a film I enjoyed recently, I think I've heard of this Toxic Avenger in pop culture. I think I'd like to see what
Aggie, I should correct, Combat Shock was not made by Troma, but they acquired it, kind of like an A24 sort of thing. But they thought, this fits our style, so we like it. But I imagine things that are actually made by them will be even more fucking goresome.
Yes, it does say that the co-founder of Troma produced it. It's the stories by him, directed by him, and it was distributed by Troma. So I think that's going to be my pick, The Toxic Avenger.
Is that guy named like Lloyd Kaufman or something?
That is correct.
Yeah, he was on. He's been on James Rolfe's channel a few times. He might have even been in an Angry Video Game Nerd episode, but I'm familiar with that guy just through those videos, and he's very funny and wacky, strange sense of humor old man. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching his movies.
Well, let's see if it wins, folks. Woo!
Anything else we should talk about during this Velma Fan Club meeting / PCP?
I'm glad the Velma show is dead. I'm still glad. Yeah.
Weekend, it's been a little bit since you were on. Like, did the Chinese kidnap you? Were you kept in a dog kennel? What's going on?
There's a little bit of a Chinese episode, and I just dealt with that. So, I'm back.
Any details you can give on what the Chinese did to you? Like a finger trap?
Well, they tried to waterboard me, but I escaped, so it was fine.
You got bored of the waterboarding?
Yeah, it's like you surely you Chinamen can do better than this. And
he's like, really, more water? You can't mix it up.
Yeah, like you're just making me throw up more water. Oh, how fucking exciting! It's like,
oh, now you're dripping one drop onto my head. Oh man.
No. Yeah, so.
I'm taking a shower that sucks. Oh
yeah.
More like Chinese water relaxation.
Oh, you're making me drink water and then you're stepping on my stomach. Oh, fucking boring. Get better material.
Aggie, we just watched the Jerry Springer documentary, and at the end of every Jerry Springer episode, he would talk straight to the audience with a little lesson of the day based on the material of his episode. So to end this episode of Visit Kino, Aggie, would you like to give Aggie's final thoughts?
Yes, folks. See, sometimes a position of authority misuses that power. And if we're able to see that and we're able to bring a right correction to it in the same way that these lovely students were able to band together and just take down this corrupt principal with his corrupt dealings, I think maybe it's the right thing to do. Obviously, the principal, who is the bad guy, really played the good guy, and the good guy was the bad guy. So think about that sometimes. If you get approached by a principal saying, no, you can't overthrow this school, he might really be on the wrong side, but he doesn't understand yet. So folks, don't let just some authoritative position keep you from maybe making the right choice from time to time. Think of Scooby. Would he get scared just because somebody said you can't do that? No, he's a dog with a heart of gold, and even maybe a heart that a particular mother and child might have contemplated eating. But either way, that's been the thought for the day. Always be a free thinker like Scooby-Doo.
Weekend, we have not touched the soundboard the whole time you were gone. I was waiting for you to come back, so please feel free to give him a big clap or however you felt about that speech.
Oh yeah, good job, man. What a great speech.
And now that we're in the plugs, I can be the first to confirm for a fact that Weekend Warriors Suicide Squad video is finally coming out.
What the fuck?
Holy shit. Did you cover the
No,
Deathstroke?
what the fuck? No. But fuck that shit. I'm glad it's dead. How much... I was making the video and, do I really have to play this game to tell people it's bad? I got to that point. I'd rather be doing... I don't know, man. It's I'm glad it's dead. It's getting a last update, and fuck that fucking... It's dead, and I'm happy it's dead. Do I really have to celebrate on its corpse? I don't know. So it got to that point where it's
what would you like to plug instead? The nation of China?
Continue to buy Apple products because it's not... Wait, is it made in China? I was just gonna say something.
It's certainly not in the Philippines.
I was gonna say, I remember, the height of my Chinese hating frenzy. I told my dad, Pops, I don't want to buy anything made from China. And then he just looks at me and goes, good luck getting anything from the Philippines, son. Because it's everything's made from China.
Yeah. Same over here, pretty much.
Yeah, so... Oh yeah, I hope that anyone from this is a sincere part. If there are any Californians on your podcast watching right now, any of your viewers...
If any of those multi-millionaires listening to Is It Kino were affected, we feel for you.
Just donating $19 a month can help us.
Yeah, no, if somebody listening to this show owns a property that was destroyed by that fire, they should be donating a lot more to my Patreon this whole time.
I was going to say, if you have a several $million property and you make millions of dollars on a regular basis, please donate to the show.
Yeah, we need the help more than you do. You probably have 3 more houses that are fine. Okay, look at where we're living. Okay, hook me up. Feel bad for us. Would you rather live in Iowa or live in a burned down remnant of an LA home? Be honest.
Oh, it's funny you say. It's funny you should say that because apparently Tom Hanks's house was the only thing that was standing in some sort of fucking property. That was kind of amazing. Everything else burned except Tom Hanks's house. I was like, oh. That's some.
If you're building your house from scrap and you've got millions of dollars, why aren't you making it fireproof? Is my question.
Yeah, why aren't there concrete houses in California? You'd think they'd afford that shit, right?
It's probably bad for the environment.
Yeah, well, the environment just shat on everyone there, so I don't know about...
I mean, technically, that fire was pretty good for the environment because those houses aren't going to be putting out pollution anymore.
True.
Nature finds a way to heal itself. Those houses were the pimples on the face of the earth, and it just fucking used Proactive. It's cleaned up now.
So Proactive's like a fire flare?
It burned your fucking skin off for sure. Back when I was 15.
Nice. I love how delayed that was.
E-Rich, are you going to plug your letterbox?
Yeah, Reverend1138 on Letterboxd, Reverend138.bsky.social, if that's what it is, on Blue Sky.
What about you, Aggie?
Well, we all know what I'm going to plug, and but I'll make sure to let everybody know anyway. That's right. That's bigyoker.bsky.social.
Finally, a platform Eggy has not been banned from. Blue Sky is the only one left.
Yeah, I might have made it only to speak to a certain Austrian if he would be willing to have some further talks on a live broadcast about some current events, but don't believe I think I got followed by what appeared to be an adult content bot, and I don't think somebody replied to me with rapping about Abigail Shapiro in a productive way and asked, will you be allowed here if you rap like this? Listen, it's a perfectly fine rap, but I think it was a positive comment. But anyway, you might see me log in there once every couple weeks.
Are you actually on Blue Sky?
That's the only place I could communicate with a certain individual at the time. But yes, I did make it. But I'm also not going to use it.
Individual number one.
Gamesquid.bsky.social.
Why are you like drunk on stream trying to contact Florian?
Well, it looks like it might have been New Year's Eve. So I think they asked me to communicate with him, and I was not able to reach him through my established means. Somebody told me that he's
got to have a public email address.
It was spur of the moment. I'll say that much. You're probably not going to see me using it realistically, but yeah, there you go.
What did you need to tell him? Maybe he'll listen to this show, and we can just tell him now.
Well, at the time, I was informed that there was some development between Russia and Ukraine that was, I forget exactly what it was, but it was something.
That's what he wants to hear from you.
Well, I think I was whatever they were telling me, which I do forget, but it was something that they were mentioning to me that made me maybe soften my position and maybe encroach his position by a small amount. So I thought maybe we could talk about it. But I don't even remember what it was at this point. Somebody's like, I was like, what? Oh, that just happened? Oh, maybe we should. I know somebody who keeps up on all that stuff. It's Florian. Let me go try and talk to him, but couldn't reach him.
Wait,
it would be very funny if you tried to keep contacting him about that piece of information from months ago. You did not keep updated. You just wanted to tell him about that one thing from a couple months ago.
Which I'm sure he already knows because he's plugged into the news on this and caught up to date on every little bit of morsel of information so that his knowledge is up to snuff.
He's the fact checker, and I was thinking maybe he could, and people want to hear his voice again, but on my broadcast, but I think they might be tongue-in-cheek about it, but either way, he didn't
I would like to hear his voice again, too. He only posts on anti-reviews like once every other month now. He used to do that every week, and he quit this show, he quit his own show. He's not showing up on the Colonel cast with E-Rich. Like, what the fuck is Florian doing? He should be entertaining us. Somebody needs to get him back in his groove. Exactly. Like this monkey gave up on dancing. It's depressing.
If he hears this and he wants to fact check me, I won't even go live if he wants to just sit down for a 20-minute convo so I can get fact checked. I'm curious, about whatever it was that I heard that I've already forgotten about, but I'm sure I could get caught up to speed on his account.
Could it be like Trump-related news regarding that? I don't know.
Well, the time frame would probably make sense there, but I think that's the only time that I've talked about Russia and Ukraine in like the last 2 months is when my chat said something that actually was interesting enough for me to look into it.
Perfect. That's fucking perfect.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, just to remind me, we got Tombstone, Den of Thieves, Scooby-Doo, and Eggy.
Curse of the Lake Monster.
Well, yeah, what did Eggy pick?
The Toxic Avenger, 1984.
Right.
That's right.
They made a remake of that movie and then they didn't release it.
What?
Yeah. What? And it was made by, it wasn't Jeremy Saulnier, it was somebody else. It was some good filmmaker made a remake of it.
And they're just sitting on it, or did they not finish?
Oh my god,
they finished it. It's Macon Blair made it. Who was in all Jeremy Saulnier's movies.
The fucking guy who made 4chan is the guy who was attached to rewrite the screenplay. I think they might have put the wrong guy's name.
Christopher Poole?
The
Reactor?
The Wikipedia article says Christopher Poole, also known as Moot, was attached to rewrite the Toxic Avenger screenplay in 2016.
Holy shit.
I don't know if he's a screenwriter. They might have meant Reactor, because his name is Christopher Poole.
They probably did, yeah. I don't think it makes any sense that he would be linked here, but...
oh my god, you're right. Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
I think it's Wikipedia error.
Was the whole thing just a 4chan troll?
Oh, wait a minute. No, it says the remake premiered on September 21st, 2023. So it did get created?
It premiered at Fantastic Fest, and then it didn't get picked up to get released anywhere. So it's played at festivals, but it hasn't actually been released.
Oh, okay, I see.
It says, due to ongoing difficulties in securing a distributor. It has been described as unreleasable due to its gore and graphic content.
What? Whatever. Release it, you fucking pussies.
That's what we should watch. We should, if it's that much better than the first one, we should watch that one. Maybe.
Is it not available?
It's not available. Like you kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if somebody.
Is it on new-fmovies.cam? Because otherwise, I'm not watching it.
The original is available.
Is there like a bootleg where the black guy shows up in the middle and does some tricks with
a blender?
Yeah, with a blender.
That's how I'm gonna watch The Brutalist. Is every 5 fucking minutes, Blender Guy's gonna pop up in a 4-hour movie.
So,
well, according to New F Movies, they've got The Toxic Avenger Part 2, 3, 4, Toxic Avenger the Musical, but no remake.
Oh, musical, hey.
oh.
It's not terribly reviewed.